Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped you're here because, well, we've got a lot to unpack. Today, we're diving right into one of the most monumental, absolute rollercoaster sporting events in recent memory, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We're going to break down the massive highs, those incredibly dramatic lows, and of course the historic legacy this tournament left behind. So, let's just jump right in.
Okay, I want to start off with a truly incredible number, 63 million. Seriously, just let that number sink in for a second. That is the staggering amount of people who tuned in to watch the Spain versus Argentina final across both English and Spanish broadcasts right here in the United States. Now you might be wondering, what's the big deal about that massive number? Well, it officially makes it the most watched soccer match in US television history, literally. It is a definitive, undeniable sign that football's popularity in the States isn't just, slowly growing anymore. It is absolutely skyrocketing to heights we've never seen before.
Record-breaking television history, Spain's extra-time victory.
So, Spain pulls off this incredibly tense, nail-biting 1-0 extra-time victory to secure the trophy. But, as you probably know, the narrative wasn't exactly pure celebration. It was kind of a split screen of emotions. On one hand, you have the ultimate euphoric high of the trophy lift. But on the other, a really messy post-match scuffle. Because the reality is, the immediate aftermath of this historic win was, well, incredibly complicated.
Tensions and FIFA investigations, the boiling point on the pitch.
The chaos that erupted right after the final whistle blew had some very real consequences. Those heated on-field scuffles actually prompted FIFA to launch an official investigation. And at the same time, specific moments, like the Argentina players notably turning their backs during Spain's celebration, man, those clips spread like wildfire across social media. It basically took this localized on-pitch tension and turned it into a massive global outrage overnight.
Yet, right in the middle of all that post-match chaos and viral outrage, we get this surprisingly grounding, very human moment. Spain midfielder Gavi came out and reminded the world, quote, "Emotions naturally run high after such a high-pressure World Cup final." It was this really mature call for calm that added some much-needed nuance to a super dramatic narrative.
But actually, what's really wild is what Gavi did behind the scenes to back that up. Reports indicate he actually urged FIFA not to suspend Argentina's Leandro Paredes. Just think about that for a second. Despite the crazy, intense controversy, you have a player from the winning team going out of his way to try and de-escalate the whole shebang and protect an opponent. That's pretty incredible sportsmanship.
Spain's #1 ranking, dominating the global stage.
Of course, Spain's performance didn't just win them the hardware, it officially earned them the #1 spot in the latest FIFA World Rankings. And look, you don't just stumble into the #1 spot by accident. It was the direct result of incredibly dominant, consistent play game after game. They were anchored by this highly disciplined defense that just completely neutralized threats, all culminating for sure in that ultimate championship victory.
A historic tournament legacy, validating the 48-team format.
Now, let's zoom out for a second. Before a single ball was even kicked, there were heavy doubts about expanding the field to 48 teams. But look at how this expanded format actually played out. It was a total game changer. We witnessed unforgettable, down-to-the-wire matches. We saw dramatic upsets that absolutely busted everyone's brackets. We got to follow these inspiring underdog stories. And honestly, most importantly, we saw greater global representation on the pitch than ever before. To really grasp the sheer scale of what they pulled off, just think about the number 104. A record 48 nations competed across an unprecedented 104 matches. That is a massive undertaking, and honestly, a tremendous leap forward for both the sport's governing body and the host nations.
So, when we look back at the whole thing, the 2026 legacy rests firmly on three really distinct pillars. First, Spain capturing its highly coveted second title. Second, the historic and remarkably successful integration of 48 competing nations. And finally, North America flawlessly executing the largest World Cup ever conceived.
Which brings us to a final, provocative thought I want to leave you with, tying it all back to that massive opening hook. With 63 million US viewers tuning in for the final alone and this massive physical North American footprint for the tournament, what does this unprecedented engagement actually mean for the future of soccer in the United States over the next decade? The foundation has been laid, and it's going to be fascinating to watch. Thank you so much for joining me on this Explainer today. Stay curious and keep learning.